The global semiconductor supply chain contains a critical, highly localized bottleneck in its chemical midstream. Tetramethylammonium hydroxide, or TMAH, is the industry-standard developer chemical required for photolithography. Global demand for electronic-grade TMAH is projected to expand at a compound annual growth rate of 7.2%, rising from 115,000 metric tons in 2018 to an estimated 198,000 metric tons by 2026. This rising demand is met by an increasingly consolidated supply base. By 2026, Taiwan's share of global high-purity synthesis capacity will reach 75%, representing 165,000 metric tons. This entire capacity is concentrated within a 150-kilometer radius in northern Taiwan, a region highly vulnerable to seismic activity. Meanwhile, capacity in the rest of the world is stagnant, projected to fall to just 9.1% of global supply by 2026. This leaves Western fabrication facilities entirely dependent on East Asian imports. Any localized disruption in northern Taiwan would immediately exhaust all non-Taiwanese capacity, halting global advanced logic manufacturing. The vulnerability of this chemical supply chain is compounded by extreme purity requirements at advanced nodes. As lithography has transitioned to extreme ultraviolet and high numerical aperture systems, the tolerance for metallic impurities has reached physical limits. Allowable metal contamination has decreased by 3 orders of magnitude, falling from 10,000 parts per trillion at the 90-nanometer node to just 10 parts per trillion at the 3-nanometer node. Next-generation nodes require purity levels below 5 parts per trillion. At these thresholds, even single-digit parts per trillion contamination of transition metals causes gate oxide breakdown and catastrophic yield loss. Achieving this purity requires advanced multi-stage membrane electrolysis and specialized fluoropolymer-lined storage systems. Furthermore, the developer concentration must remain locked at exactly 2.38%. A deviation of even 0.01% alters the photoresist dissolution rate, destroying critical dimension uniformity across the wafer. Standard industrial-grade chemical synthesis cannot be substituted to cover shortfalls. This chemical bottleneck is not isolated. It is representative of a broader rigidity across the entire photolithography supply chain. High-purity TMAH exhibits an 82% market concentration among its top 2 producers. Crucially, certifying a new synthesis facility for advanced node fabrication requires a qualification timeline of 24 months. Other critical lithography chemicals show similar or worse profiles. Extreme ultraviolet photoresists have a 90% market concentration and a 36-month qualification period. These multi-year timelines mean that if a primary supplier fails, production cannot be rapidly reallocated to alternative facilities. This structural vulnerability mirrors the 1993 Sumitomo chemical plant explosion in Japan. That single event destroyed 60% of the global supply of epoxy resin used for semiconductor packaging, halting global memory chip production for months. The current concentration of TMAH synthesis in Taiwan presents an identical single point of failure for modern advanced node manufacturing.